Right, here we go. Race 2 about to get underway. Alex Ward on pole position. And away we go. Looks like a good start from Mikov in second place there. Moves across to guard off position and he has made it in front. Good start from Mikov. And he'll lead into turn 1. Actually, Alex Ward is coming back at him. And a big dive to the inside from a Merc on the inside there. I think that was Car Dubois, but through goes Mikov into the lead. Right, if you are watching, apologies for the delay in getting race 2, and we did have a stream crash. But we're back underway here. Mikov here, right, on the outside, now the inside from the next corner. Alex Ward guiding off from Remo Schneider at the moment. It's been a good start, actually, from Cheval and Dubois. Not a good start from Quintal. He's dropped way down the order. The champion, well, I would say elect. He's not. He's won the championship already. He's got it all to do in this race. Might hand it over to someone else to take victory in this race. Remo Schneider with a good start to this race. Struggled in the first race. Got beaten up a little bit in the first race. As Mikov runs wide, so did Schneider actually. And Alex Ward trying to find a way through. Trying to sneak through the middle. Couldn't quite make it. Up the hill we go. And Remo Schneider will take the lead here of this second race of the night. I believe I might have sorted out our stream issues. It did crash the stream trying to sort it out, but hey ho. Let's see how it gets on for this part of the track here. So here we go. Remo Schneider leads this race. So getting a good start for him, but Dubois is up to 4th place. The man who was outright quickest in races, in practice and qualifying, but not so much in race 1. He did have a struggle in there, but he's up to 4th place already here from 8th on the grid. Big moves at the moment. Ian Deeney's done really well on this part of the race so far, from I think it was 12th or 13th up to 7th at the moment. Brilliant start. Dubois trying already on Mikov. I think Cheval Urso trying to follow him through as well. Cheval Urso will see an opportunity to go for a win here with Quintal dropping well down at the start here. This will be Cheval Urso's time to try and go for a win in this race as he takes to the grass to overtake Ian Deeney here. Deeney fighting back, but Cheval Urso is through. He's going to try Jeff Perkins next. He goes sideways and onto the grass. This is going to be an edgy entrance. No, it's not. Jeff Perkins actually controls it really well to rejoin. Now Cheval Urso is up into 5th place, and he's now going to charge towards Car Dubois. He's looking to get by. Beamer driver ahead. That's Nikolai Mikov, the Bulgarian, in the very striking green and purple livery. I'm pleased to say that our stream is much more healthy now, so that's a good thing. It's just we lost a lot of viewers, maybe. Cheval Urso might be able to catch up here as Dubois is struggling to pass Mikov at the moment. Schneider's making a break for it, nearly a second clear of Alex Ward, and Paul Hans has dropped down to 15th place here. Remember, there's a battle for second in the championship here. Ollie Hansen is currently in 9th place and will take second in the championship as it stands. Dubois is up into 3rd place, makes his way past Mikov there, and we've got Cheval Urso not too far behind, but still behind in 5th place at the moment. He's got to get through quickly. He cannot let Dubois break up the road too much too early. Elliot House, 8th place. He's dropped places from the start, but we do see Elliot House really kick it in later in the race. He overtook every single one of the drivers up ahead, apart from Cheval Urso and Dubois, to get himself to where he finished in race 1. So he's capable of doing it here. Quintal, 11th place, 6 seconds down from Andy Withers up ahead in 10th. So he's got a lot of work to do. Alex Ward close to Remo Schneider, but he's got Dubois behind. Dubois will see it well in himself to get himself into first place before the climax of the first lap here. Chevalier trying to make his way alongside Mikov back there. They're both in BMWs, so it's going to be relatively even on pace. Chevalier needs a bit of a slingshot, quoting Talladega Nights, and this is where it's going to happen. He's going to take the slipstream, slingshot, engaged, and alongside he goes, and also doing the same as Dubois up ahead with the Mustang of Alex Ward. Through goes Dubois into second place as Chevalier moves ahead, and Alex Ward is fighting back here. Back into second place goes the Mustang. Brilliant fighting back from him there as he tries to cling on still to Remo Schneider up ahead in the Opel. Crocodile of cars heading into this corner here. Dubois washes out wide. Undercut here from Anthony Chevalier. But he's going to have the outside heading into the next corner, which is not where you want to be. It's that banked corner where there's only real one lane through that corner. Oh, and Alex Ward goes really wide there. Gets a big nudge from Dubois. And the exit is going to be compromised from him. And that means Dubois can get alongside of Chevalier, so it's dropped behind Jeff Perkis. That really didn't work out, being on the outside heading into the bank corner for Chevalier, as he drops to 5th place now. Perkis really hammering down here. He's going to try and contend with Dubois and Alex Ward right away. Ward gets a little nudge up the rear, goes a bit out of shape, but he keeps it going well and truly well. Big queue of cars here. This is really playing into the hands of Quintal. He's able to catch up a little bit more. 10 seconds off this battle here as Alex Ward gets a bit out of shape and he's not able to fight back. Through goes Dubois into second place. He's a couple of places clear of Chevalier, which is where you want to be. He can make a break for it now and try and get up with Remo Schneider as Chevalier goes wide there. One wheel on the grass, which led him to the outside. He goes wide again there. Oh, tried a move on Jeff Perkis going into the right hand here. Could not make it in time. Interesting start to this race, very interesting indeed. I think this this might emerge as the battle for the top 3 very soon, and I think it's going to involve quite a lot of cars. Chevalier could break through here. It could be between 5 cars for this 3rd place spot. It could involve more. Ollie Hansen could come into play, and Quintal could. Dubois has already caught up with Remo Schneider. What can the Belgian do to make his way past? Back here we've got Jeff Perkis trying to get by Alex Ward. And Chevalier is on the outside. Now the inside for the next corner. Good move from Chevalier. The Frenchman there moves ahead and into 9th place. Dubois hasn't yet made the move on Remo Schneider. He might wait for the straight. Oh, then again, he's going to find the outside as we head into the right-handers before the straight here. Ian Deeney's still the biggest mover of the field. He's up into 7th place with 6 places gained. Here we go on the main straight. We want to keep an eye on the other battle as well, but this is the battle for the lead, so we've got to keep an eye on it. Chevalier is back here as well. He's trying to move as well. Look at Mikov. He's going to make his way by the BMW. Oh, no, he might not. He might not, as Ian Deeney is contending it as well. Deeney tucks back in behind, so does Elliot House. Not catching up with the Opel up ahead is Carl Dubois. Actually, now at this point on the straight, he is catching up. But we've got Alex Ward here who's trying to make his way alongside Jeff Perkis. Can't quite do it. Behind him is Chevalier, and Ian Deeney's trying the inside of both of them. He can't quite make it past both of them, but he did make it past Chevalier. And a spin from Jeff Perkis. He hits the wall, and that's going to really, really hamper his race now. He's going to keep going. The engine's still running. But a big mangled front end on that BMW. But at the end of this lap, Remo Schneider, I think that might be his first lap he's led in this championship this season. He leads it from Carl Dubois, and they're making a break of it. 2.5 seconds clear. Jeff Perkis has reverted to the pits. He's out of this race. And we have to look at these two as Carl Dubois has made a move for the lead. Oh, and there's contact back there. Chevalier, I think, made contact with Ian Deeney, and he spins him. Deeney cannot catch a break in this championship by the looks of it. He drops down to 9th. It seems to be that corner for Ian Deeney as well, as Remo Schneider conceded first place, as we saw to Carl Dubois. And if he hangs on to the back of him, Schneider might be able to use Dubois to pull away from the cars behind. Ward has made a break for it, so he's got a bit of free air to attack forward. Cheval so might feel a bit bad in himself for causing a bit of contact on Ian Deeney. That's certainly what it looked like from our point of view anyway. Quite a shame, actually. So what else is going out on track at the moment? Raymond Schneider's not losing from Car Dubois, but we know Dubois is exceptionally quick in the Nordschleife area here. Little bit of a sit rep on the championship if we can. We're not going to do the championship standings live on here. We'll be able to figure out fairly accurately what will happen in the championship. Elliott House is in control of that battle at the moment for what's going to be 6th in the championship. I'm just seeing if Elliott House... Yeah, I think Jeff Perkis is going to be safe in what's probably going to actually be 5th place. He might drop behind Anthony Cheval-Urso upon conclusion of this race. Might. Oh, Ollie Janssen drops behind Quintal. Yep, another one where Janssen has just thought very wisely, this isn't my fight. But in actual fact, Paul Hanser has retired from the race, which I didn't actually clock earlier on. So Ollie Janssen is 2nd place holder as long as he can finish this race. I think actually Anthony Cheval-Urso might well be able to challenge for 3rd in the championship. Now, you will have to follow us on our website at crestautosport.com, and you'll have to keep an eye on our social media to see the outcome of this championship. Of course you will. We won't be doing it live on air. Ooh, oh, then again. Oh, into the fence goes Cheval-Urso. Oh dear, it's really not what he wanted. Really not what he wanted. And he's dropped places. Now, this might actually mean he won't get 3rd in the championship. At the moment, he probably needed quite a high position anyway. Let's see if I can quickly figure it out. Oh, there's a lot of battling actually. I'll do that shortly. I'll do it when the race calms down a little bit. We're nearly halfway through this race. That's the thing. Fifth place for Cheval-Urso. Elliott House in 6th place. Back where he... 1 place up from where he started, so he is making progress. Oh, trying to move on Cheval-Urso, couldn't quite make it. Remo Schneider, I'm not entirely sure what happened, but he's dropped behind Alex Ward and is now in 3rd place. Alex Ward really making a break for it. And Ward has been deprived of these brilliant positions a lot this season. This could be, as long as he doesn't make mistakes like that, a big opportunity to do so, to get a good position. And there's an Opel powertrain here. Quintal is in 4th place. Oh, it is a big trail of slow Constantina cars through that slow section then. Quintal moves alongside fellow Opel driver, but not teammate Remo Schneider. Good exit here from Quintal. Gets him alongside. And through he goes. Onto the podium goes Quintal. And that didn't look possible 14 minutes ago. And round the outside goes Cheval-Urso. That's an impressive move from Cheval-Urso if you caught that. I just about did. And that puts him into 4th place. Brilliant move from him. So podium position certainly is on the cards for Cheval-Urso and Quintal. This is where it gets a bit confusing for me now, because I've got to work out now if Cheval-Urso can actually finish in the top 3 in the championship. Yeah, that's going to be tricky. Yeah, it is a tricky one. It really is a tricky one. Right, okay. Elliott House is trying to make a move here on Remo Schneider. I think Cheval-Urso might actually do it, you know. I think He might need a few more positions, but as he gets himself into the top 3, the points differences between the positions gets pretty big. It's around about 2 points between the positions around this region of the track. But when you get into the top 3, it goes from a 2-point difference to a 3. From third to second's a 5-point difference, and then second to first is a 10-point difference. Not much mention for this guy at the moment. Dubois has opened up a 13-second lead. Now, we saw him practicing qualifying how incredibly skillful he seems to be with this car on this track. Look out for this guy in the next season of World Touring Car Challenge. I believe he might be taking part in it. Might be. As I hope he is. And if he does, look out for him. I'll be rejoining the grid, so it's gonna be real interesting. We might have Lee Horn back, who won last season's World Touring Car Challenge. We've got Diego Quintal, who won this season, as we see Elliott House make a move on Remo Schneider. Oh, and Schneider shuts the door rather sneakily then, as Ollie Hansen attempts to take the position here of 6th. He does so. But yeah, next season we've got Quintal, who's going to be defending champion. We've got Dubois, who nearly won the MX5 Championship, I might remind you. We could get Christian Orban in the World Touring Car Challenge. Hopefully we do. That'd be real good. We could have a lot of champions taking part in next season. Of course, I'm one of them. It's real interesting. Alex Ward, sorry. 4th place, heading this long trail of cars here. 6 cars here battling it out. Ian Deeney's caught back up to this pack, and look at them all coming through this section of the track. Elliott House moving in on Remo Schneider, who ends up off the banking and loses out to Elliott House, who moves into 5th place. It was looking a bit grim just about a minute ago for Elliott House, but he's got his way back up and he's real close to Alex Ward. Another 4th place on the cards here for Elliott House. Let's see how these drivers get on here. At the moment, the upper hand of pace goes to Elliott House. Alex Ward not really making pace here, although they're using slipstream here. Raymond Schneider's in the best opportunity. 3 wide down this main straight here. No longer 3 wide as Alex Ward tucks behind. Can the Opel get the upper hand of pace on the BMW? I think it just about can, as Elliott House moves back into the slipstream behind Raymond Schneider. Over the hill. Down we go. And Ian Deeney is also trying his hands at Alex Ward here, but breaking into the corner here. Oh, and there's big contact from Alex Ward on Elliott House, and they've somehow got away with it. Ward scruffily rejoining the track there, and he just about keeps it going, and Mikov avoids him. Oh, and Alex Ward, he's gone into the old pit lane. Oh, no, and he's retired. It might be engine over after that collision, but he's had to retire from the race. And it was looking like what was a real exciting race from Alex Ward has gone away. Oh, Elliott House getting wide there. He's got to really slow down the car. He nearly did a Hamilton then. Oh, and Ollie Hansen with a big move on Mikov there as well. Moves himself potentially ahead of Elliott House. No, he doesn't. He doesn't quite move it ahead. Oh, Mikov tried an undercut there on the Mustang, couldn't quite make it. And then House has dropped back a bit. This has been a real good race from Ian Deeney here. Good comeback from his... he did get pelted off a little bit earlier on, so good job to him getting it back on track. House trying to move on Janssen, and it didn't quite work. And actually, there's been a position swap between Cheval Urso and Quintal. 13 seconds off the leader. Cheval Urso has had so many podiums this season. Has he actually finished off the podium yet this season in the races he has taken part in? Oh, just 2 actually. But he's been superb. He's been real good. And he'll be another to look out for next season in the World Touring Cars. It's going to be a real good season based on the forecast of entries we might be having. Little birdie might be that Cheval Urso will join Crest Autosport racing team. One of the Crest Autosport representatives in here is Rodrigo Portugal. And look at the retirements we've had. Just clocking that now. 5 retirements in this race, unfortunately. Cheval Urso is breaking away from Kittel here. Actually doing alright here. Dini having a real good comeback in this race. Gained a lot of places. If we can see the positions gained, it automatically tips over from nationality to places gained, and we'll clock that very soon. But Dini, I believe, manufacturers as well, of course. See if I can get the screenshot on the screen so we can see the qualifying positions. Not qualifying position, finishing positions of race 1. There you go. Ian Dini did start 13th. He's up into 5th right now, so this is a real good race from Dini. There we go, 8 places gained. Brilliant, brilliant race from him. And it could be 9. Could be 9. 7 places gained from the trio at the top. Dubois, Cheval Urso and Quintal. They're in the reverse order of which they finished in race 1. Dini's keeping it nice and smooth in here. The thing is with these cars on this track is not to overdrive them. We did have half a lap on board with Dubois earlier on of this track, the Nordschleife, and the key is not to overdrive this track. It's really not what you want to do. Oh, as wide goes Schneider. That's going to relinquish 4th place to Ian Dini. And he's going to lose as well to Elliott House. Not quite to Ollie Hansen. 4 manufacturers here battling out for 4th place, I've noticed. All 4 manufacturers in this championship. And actually, on reflection of this championship, it's been quite exciting. I don't think the choice in tracks has been 100% perfect. I mean, Donington Park was great. Zolder was great. Bathurst was great. Interlagos was great. He is great, apart from our frame rate issues earlier. We have fixed them. I managed to fix it. It wasn't the track. I wrongly blamed the track. It was our bit rate. Never mind. And we did set up a new stream, but I believe most of our viewers are back. So thank you for coming along, guys. Thank you. But yeah, on reflection of this championship, I think the only track that was a bit boring was actually Paul Ricard, as past goes Ollie Hansen into 6th place. Really, really stamping his ground on that second in the championship. I think he's just trying to move up the places to make sure he gets it over Cheval Urso, who I don't think will be able to get it. And actually, Ian Dini has lost his 4th place to Elliott House now, who's back to where he finished in race 1. You've got to say, at this point, Elliott House has been the 4th best driver on this track based on those positions. And he hasn't been that status all season. He's been the one that moves through the field. Ooh, as he gets a bit wide there. Yeah. But I kind of said 2 years ago when we last hosted these. Now these cars were actually our first race we hosted on Race Room for Crest Autosport. We did actually do a World Touring Car Championship before, but I don't really count that because that was the yonks before we actually formulated the sim racing side of Crest Autosport. And I did kind of make it a thing back then that I was going to host the start of the year series with these DTM cars and make it a tradition. If you are handy on the comments on YouTube, I know the guys and girls who tend to watch this normally aren't that active in the comments, but if you'd like to see these cars again hosted in another championship, do let me know. It'll actually be one I will make an effort to broadcast, because I don't particularly strive to race these cars. I'd just rather watch them. It's quite entertaining. But we are moving on to modern touring cars next. I'm just taking a look at car du bois here. We're going to get another lap here. We are going to get another lap here. I did say we were going to do 4 laps. And this 4th lap is going to be interesting. Now, we're not quite falling asleep from the race just yet. We're not quite, because the tyres are really going to drop off on this next lap. And we know historically in this series that the Opel's tyres do not go well at the end. And this might be why Quintal has dropped off a little bit from Cheval Urso ahead. Cheval Urso in that BMW, with it being less strenuous on the tyres, is able to break away and rag the car a bit more. Quintal can't do that. He has to be more conservative, as we've seen with this Opel throughout the championship. We saw round 2 where he was potentially going to take the win in race 2, and he didn't because his tyres blown up with, I think it was 2 laps to go. And that'll be what we need to look out for in this final lap of the race. And you can't help it on this track, but the battling has been really intense in this race. And that might have had an impact on the driver's tyres here. Drivers starting their final lap now. Dubois is on his final lap. There's a 2.5 minute, well, near 3 minute timer on the top. But when that gets to 0, the drivers have to finish their lap here at the Nordschleife, which is a long lap indeed. 8.5 minutes. Well, just more than 8.5 minutes, about 8 3/4 minutes. Closest battle on the track at the moment is Nikolai Mikov, who's done well tonight and might have just given himself tonight 6th in the championship. I don't think it was enough of a push. Yeah, definitely not, to get himself 5th in the championship. Jeff Perkis will hang on to that, I believe. But he's done enough to beat Rodrigo Portugal. Oh, actually, I think Elliot... No, sorry, excuse me. It'll be 7th place for Nikolai Mikov. And Elliot House will jump from 10th to 6th in the championship in this race, or upon conclusion of this race. I believe Anthony Cheval Urso will get himself 4th in the championship after tonight. It could be real close for 3rd, actually. That's one thing we won't know upon conclusion after tonight. I think it will be 4th by a small margin. 2nd place will be taken by Ollie Jansen here. He's just kept himself calm tonight, you can really tell that. And if you told Ollie Jansen heading into this championship, with the drivers that he's been racing against this season, that he was going to finish 2nd in this championship, he probably wouldn't have believed you. Him and himself wouldn't have. He doesn't do many of these Crest Autosport Race Room Leagues. He's kept himself away for quite a while. He's never usually a big fan of the modern touring cars. He often does our more historic stuff. But 2nd place for him in the championship is real good going. And the last time he took part in a championship of ours, he finished 1st in the AM category of our first World Touring Car Challenge. So to go from AM category winner excuse me, to 2nd in the overall championship is some improvement. Kyle Dubois is our race leader right now, and he entered the championship late, taking part in Interlagos last week, and impressing, it's got to be said. Certainly did impress us. And today has done very well to get himself pole position. Didn't quite have the race one that he wanted. It's got to be said. But I think he's still done enough to deserve our Driver of the Day award. Outright quickest, a long, big lead here right now. And could well get the win in this race. Still some way to go. We are seeing Diego Quintal really nursing it here. He's dropped a further 7 seconds behind Anthony Chaval, and a further 7 seconds ahead of Elliott House. He's got nothing to fight for. He won the championship last week out at Interlagos. You'd be annoyed he couldn't win this race here today, but he might have known it deep down because the tyres on this Opel really do not handle well, and he's got to do extra minutes at the end of this race. So he's got to try and get it to the end. You can just tell he's really, really nursing that car back. 6.5 seconds now between him and Elliott House. House has an opportunity here. He really does. Quintal has got to get it to the end. If Elliott House can push and keep it on the black stuff, he might be able to catch. In fact, he is at a real rate of knots. Quintal is really, really running slow here, and it's inviting in Elliott House. He's near 5, within 5 seconds now. You can see Elliott House behind there. He might catch. This doesn't really do anything for the championship. It further solidifies Elliott House's 6th place in the championship. He's actually put the hammer down a little bit now. Quintal is stretched away by a second in the last few corners. It's never over until a lady sings. Alex Ward did end up, he just messaged me, he has retired from the race. He did have suspension damage incurred from an incident earlier on. That would be what caused him to go a little bit skew-if heading at the end of the long straight there. Bit of a shame. Alex Ward has had somewhat of rotten luck this season, but has had brilliant glimpses this season of driving superb, battling in Bathurst for the lead. Is among the main highlights for me for Alex Ward's championship. Three seconds now between Elliott House and Quintal. And here we've got Dubois heading towards the end of the lap here, and he's stretched the lead to 15 seconds now from Chaval. But we are going to keep a close eye on this battle here for the next minute, because it's getting close between House and Quintal, and 3rd place is in risk for Quintal. He's struggling. He is struggling. And there's nothing he can do. He knows he can't get the tyres to the end if he pushes. He's got to coast it into the corner. He's got to really ease the car into the corners, not to use too much strain on them. The spin, whatever happened at the start of the race to Quintal probably didn't help. It probably was a half spin, which would have worked the tyres. Janssen's moved ahead of Ian Deeney. I think the two are, you could refer to them as teammates. I think they're both part of Gavra Racing, and I think Deeney has done that to help Janssen win 2nd in the championship. Dubois has started his final push for the line. House is close to Quintal. Quintal might be able to push now, because there's really not that much strain left on the tyres. Remo Schneider's taken a spin. Oh, I think his tyres have given way on the Opel, and that really doesn't bode well for Diego Quintal. We're going to come back to him shortly. We have to greet our winner here. Driver of the day today, Carl Dubois, will win this race. And it's getting close between these two. Real close between these two. House is making a big push to get on the podium. And Carl Dubois is going to come through to win the final round of the season in his first win of the season, considering he's a late entry. Brilliant stuff indeed from him. First place for Carl Dubois, and we're taking a look at this battle before we greet our second place person. Elliot House is probably not close enough to make a move. Anthony Chevalier with another second place, another podium finish for him, comes through in second place. Now here it is, third and fourth. Just enough on the tyres to get to the end. Quintal takes the third place from Elliot House. A good push from Elliot House at the end there. And a strong meeting for him indeed. Ollie Jansen, second in the championship, I'm pretty sure is his. A fifth place finish for him. Really superb season from Jansen. Really, really good indeed. Ian Deeney comes through what was a very good race from him indeed. Sixth place for him. Nikolai Mikov will come through, and I'm pretty sure seventh in the championship is secured for him. Dubois giving us donuts to celebrate. And remember, our champion, he won it last time out, but we do celebrate it here as well. Diego Quintal is the winner of the championship, the World Touring Car Challenge season. It says season 5 in the YouTube description. It's actually season 6. Okay. You could technically say it's season 7, but hey-ho, hey-ho. If you wanted to be really technical and particular about it. Andy Withers comes through in 8th place. A strong finish for him. And Liam Hopkins in 9th place. They promote a position as Remo Schneider is trying to get through to the end, and he can't. He's got a puncture on his... Oh, as through comes Rodrigo Portugal to swipe away 10th at the end there. Remo Schneider's trying to get it through to actually finish the race. It's good dedication from Remo, so close to the end, and the tyres are giving way on him. Top 10 for Rodrigo Portugal, and there we go. Schneider finished it off in 11th. Unfortunate for him. But Dubois, maximum points in this final race at fastest lap. 2 bonus points and race win. And in second place, Chevalier, so with no valid lap time, but he still gets second place. Quintal takes 3rd position from Elliot House in 4th. Ollie Jansen takes 5th position and 2nd in the championship. Ian Deeney takes 6th place from Mikov in 7th, and Andy Withers 8th. Hopkins takes 9th. 10th to Portugal, and Schneider last at the finishes due to that puncture. Non-finishers were Carl Smith, Alex Ward, Jeff Perkis, Tim Johnson and Paul Hans. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. That is the conclusion of the championship. There we go. It's been a brilliant, brilliant, brilliant season. And very much looking forward to the next. So a little reminder of what's coming up next when I get rid of the silly graphics here. Thursdays will resume 3 weeks from today. On the 13th of April, we will commence. The next season is not going to be broadcast, but you can get involved if you are a Race Room consumer. And you can follow us and all the results on Crest Autosport's social media and our website, of course, and our Discord. All links, relevant links, are in the description of this video. But next season, we've got an 8-round calendar consisting of 3 British tracks with 2 different layouts of each of them, making them 6 individual rounds of the championship. And we venture into Europe for a further 2 rounds in the championship for what will actually be our 6th installment of the World Touring Car Challenge. We also have coming up next season, the MX-5 Cup is back next season. Tuesday night racing, again not broadcast, but we've got a very, very interesting season coming up. We're going to start off at Donington Park on the 11th of April, and these are running on identical weeks, not the exact weeks, but identical weeks to the World Touring Car Challenge. No week off in the middle of this one. It's going to run 8 weeks in succession. We start off at Donington Park Grand Prix circuit with 3 sprint races that day. Round 2 of the championship will take place at Laguna Seca, a 3 sprint format race at the WeatherTech Raceway. Laguna Seca, of course, we're going to see those MX-5s going through the corkscrew. Red Bull Ring will be round 3 of the championship with 3 sprint races, the Grand Prix circuit, of course. And Imola will be an endurance round of the championship for round 4. So pit stops will be required for that race. Round 5 will take place at the Silverstone National Circuit. So the shorter northern side of Silverstone will take place for 3 sprint races of round 5 of the championship. Indianapolis Moto Circuit will take place for round 6 of the championship with a 3 sprint race format. The Hungaroring, quite a duel in the Formula 1 calendar, will take place for the 7th round of the championship. And then we'll end things off at the Lauschertring. Now, I still have a bit of PTSD from Lauschertring from the final race of last year there. And it'll be the Turn 1 oval, and it'll be an endurance round of the championship, which will finish off the season. The endurance rounds will be triple points from the standard points you get per race in the sprint races. And a pit stop will be required in the endurance rounds. So if you want to get involved in this championship, entries are going to open tomorrow. And our champion of last season was Christian Orban. He'll be looking to, hopefully, rejoining to defend his championship on Tuesday nights. And of course, on Thursdays here, this is what we've got next season. We're going to start off the season at Donington Park National Circuit, which always starts the British Touring Car Championship. And then we head over to Brands Hatch Indy Circuit, probably the smaller of the circuits in Britain. Silverstone International Circuit, not traditionally a touring car track, but we're going to race there for the 3rd British round of the championship. Falkenberg, which I like to call a small Thruxton, will host 4th round of the championship. Then we'll head over to Vålerbanen, which I kind of refer to, and you notice the theme here with this championship now. I kind of refer to Vålerbanen as like a Norwegian Croft. it's quite like Croft, very narrow and quite some grass-cutting corners at that track. Donington Park GP circuit, legendary with Senna and his 1 lap to the front back in 1993. That's how we remember the Grand Prix circuit. And Silverstone National Circuit, the latter part of the season of BTCC, fairly replicated here with the National Circuit of Silverstone. And the final round of the championship will be hosted at the Brands Hatch Grand Prix circuit. But there we go, ladies and gentlemen. That's been the World Touring Car Challenge. 6 rounds we've undergone, and it all has ended here. Diego Quintal is our champion. And we have a new World Touring Car Challenge starting up in 3 weeks today, where we're going to see many champions heading off against each other. It's going to be great to race in. So do get involved at crestautosport.com and follow us on social media. Follow us on the YouTube channel as well, because we'll be back with some content at some point, presumably. But for me, Alex Everett, your commentator this season, it's over and out. And we'll see you on the next Crest Autosport production. Thank you for watching. Good night.